in the heart of a tranquil forest where the air was fresh and the birds sang melodies of nature's peace, there sat Gautama Buddha, deep in meditation. His presence exuded serenity, a stark contrast to the troubled man who approached him. The man's face was etched with worry, his shoulders heavy with the burden of his sorrows. "Great teacher," the man began, his voice trembling with despair, "I am lost in a sea of misery. My mind is a storm of endless thoughts, and my heart aches with constant pain. No matter what I do, I cannot find peace. Please help me." Buddha opened his eyes and looked at the man with infinite compassion. "Sit with me," he said gently. "Tell me what troubles you." The man took a deep breath and began to speak of his woes. "I have lost my wealth, my family despises me, and my health is failing. Every effort I make to improve my situation seems to be in vain. I feel trapped in a cycle of suffering that I cannot escape." Buddha listened patiently, nodding slightly as the man poured out his heart. When the man finished, Buddha spoke softly. "My friend, your suffering stems from your attachments. You cling to your wealth, to the opinions of others, and to your desire for control. These attachments are the root of your pain." The man looked confused. "But how can I live without these things? They are my life." Buddha smiled kindly. "Let me tell you a story. There was once a man who needed to cross a wide river to reach his destination," Buddha began. "He built a sturdy raft and used it to safely reach the other side. Once he arrived, he thought, 'This raft has served me well. I must carry it with me on my journey, for I may need it again.' And so he hoisted the raft onto his back and continued walking. But the further he walked, the heavier the raft became. The man grew exhausted, and his progress slowed. Eventually, he realized that carrying the raft was preventing him from moving forward. He decided to leave it behind and continue his journey unburdened." Buddha paused, allowing the story to sink in. The raft was useful for crossing the river, but it became a hindrance when carried unnecessarily. In life, our attachments are like that raft. They may serve a purpose at one point, but clinging to them prevents us from progressing. The man listened intently, the weight of his troubles seeming to lighten as he absorbed Buddha's words. "But how do I let go?" he asked. "How do I detach myself from these things that seem so important?" Buddha's eyes shone with wisdom. "Detachment does not mean you must abandon everything or care for nothing. It means understanding the impermanent nature of all things and not allowing them to control your happiness. Practice mindfulness and learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without attachment. Accept that change is the only constant and find peace in the present moment." The man nodded slowly, a sense of clarity dawning on his face. "I see now. My suffering is not caused by the things themselves, but by my attachment to them." Buddha smiled warmly. "Exactly. Letting go is not easy, but it is the path to true freedom. Start by taking small steps. Practice gratitude for what you have without clinging to it. Embrace change with an open heart and trust in the flow of life." The man rose to his feet, a new sense of purpose in his eyes. "Thank you, great teacher. I will strive to practice detachment and find peace within myself." Buddha watched him leave, knowing that the man had taken the first step on a journey toward enlightenment. The forest seemed even more serene, as if reflecting the calm that now resided in the man's heart. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the forest, Buddha returned to his meditation. He knew that the path of detachment was a lifelong journey, but every step taken with mindfulness brought one closer to true inner peace. The moral of the story resonated in the tranquility of the forest. Letting go is not about losing what you have, but about freeing yourself from the chains of attachment. True peace comes from within, and it is found when we release our grip on the impermanent and embrace the flow of life.